Archeology was one of the features that were announced at Minecraft Live 2020 and was promised to be yet another nice aspect in the game that would change a lot of things and would be pretty cool. But nothing of that happened. Archeology went really downhill. So what happened with archeology and why is this feature so boring and not rewarding? In today's video I will cover everything that went wrong with the archeology system and how could they even improve it. Or is this feature even beyond saving? If you like videos like this, I recommend liking and subscribing because it will help to grow my channel, and on 10,000 subscribers I will do a face reveal. So hopefully you can support my channel and do that, and also comment what you think about archeology and how you think it can be fixed. So now let's start. Archeology was announced as another system that was going to be added into Minecraft and was announced at Minecraft Live 2020, and as you know, like 70% of the things that were announced there were delayed upon other updates, which really messed things up. Archeology was announced as this very cool system and that you could find many other blocks where you could just mine them out and find things. As an example, in this showcase video, which is the only proof that we have of the old archeology, is that you could just mine every random block and try to get some loot. It was said that there were going to be many other places where you could find these blocks and you just brush the blocks out and try to get some random items. But one of the interesting things which were added were these new shirts, which were new colorful pieces that could really tell a story, as they mentioned. Archeology had really colorful shirts and they told a nice story. They had other mobs that we don't see in today's shirts. We even had ender dragons, which would really suit the Minecraft lore. And the best thing is, you could customize your own pods freely. You could just tap on them and tell your own story. That's what Minecraft wanted us to do. But what happened with the update? The new shirts really feel like they just took out the life out of the old ones, which were very colorful, they were much more customizable, and they were just prettier. Overall, the system of just putting fire under the pots was very unique and was very nice. You could really tell your own story by just placing the shirts on top of the pots. The new archeology system really lacks what the old one had. The old shirts were really colorful, they really told a story. The symbols were more unique, it was really a unique thing, and if they executed well, it could be a very great decorational thing. Instead, we just got these boring normal symbols with no colors and no customization. And the next thing is that the pot system was also as boring as it sounds. You just crafted a pot, there was absolutely no smelting or no putting it under the fire, you just got the pots. And even you could not place the shirts on the pots. You needed to put it into the crafting table. This is one of the most boring systems, and why did they waste such a great system and such a great storytelling tool? Even though it's probably mostly Mojang's fault that the archeology is cancelled, there are still some other reasons which probably led into the reason why we don't have this nice shirt system or some other systems. And this doesn't justify everything, but I think that this is one of the reasons why they changed it. So one of the main reasons why it got cancelled or things like the pods could not work was because of Pocket Edition. Yes, on Pocket Edition before, the system was a little more confusing and was harder to pick where you could place blocks and what you would do with items, so it was a lot easier that you could just misclick or do something like that. And is this the main reason why it got cancelled? Probably not. Will you ever know the reason why it really got cancelled? Also probably not. But this is probably one of the things that they saw and thought, oh yeah, this is not going to work. But there's no way that they didn't think about that when they literally made the archeology system. There's no way that they were creating that and then they thought, wait, could actually Pocket Edition support this, or is this something that we can't even add to that version? So I don't think that they did not think about it. I think there were some other reasons that they are not telling us about. But yeah, let's just keep talking about the reasons or theorizing why it might have gotten so bad. But now let's talk about some other reasons why this system doesn't even feel as rewarding as it should feel. If you looked at the first Minecraft Live 2020, which showed archaeology, you could see that the system was looking to be more advanced than what we got now. As you could see, we got 2 different brushes, so I think that they really tried to do a new system like with pickaxes or things like that. They really tried to bring something new, but clearly they messed it up. And they needed to rework it and made it into something totally else and something that the most of the community doesn't like or doesn't even care about it. So now let me go into the main point of why archaeology is not that useful. And the thing is, it isn't rewarding. The only case where you will need archaeology at any point is if you are a collector. Archaeology is not useful in any other ways than just collecting armor trims, 1 music discs, and pottery shards, which don't even look that good, and I already said that. And that will be okay, but the problem is that the archaeology system is annoying and it is slow. Yet another problem is that it really throws items in your inventory that you probably won't need, and yes, bundles kind of fix that, but still I think that this is a problem and it's why people are avoiding archaeology. If you look at the loot pools of suspicious sand and suspicious gravel, you see that most of these things are kind of just filler blocks. These are not things that you need, and the chances to get a shard, an egg, a trim or a disc is pretty small. And also, these blocks are very annoying to obtain because they look the same as the other ones. You need a lot of patience, and yes, I understand some systems in the game need patience, but this is really annoying at times. The rewards are also not rewarding at all. Yes, you have a chance to get 1 diamond, 1 emerald, like 1 TNT or 1 gunpowder, but it's not worth it at all. If you want to get some items, you can just go around and mine. It's not even worth collecting these items if you are not a collector. So in my opinion, they should expand archaeology more than its purpose to just add decorational blocks. Archaeology is pretty much more than that, and one thing that they try to do is add a mob related to it. And it's the sniffer. And what can I say about the sniffer? It's also one of the most failed mobs. This mob had so much potential and could be the first prehistoric mob which had some lore and was very interesting, but instead they just went on with making it pretty rare in ruins and then making it only dig up 2 plants which were only purely decorational and they were even not that special. Even a flower which was named the torch flower could not glow. Why did Mojang miss out on so many other opportunities? So yes, the sniffer doesn't have any nice function and it's not worth to try to find it in the ruins which are underwater just to get 2 plants. And let me remind you, this mob is very unique, it's very nice and it has the potential to be one of the coolest mobs in the game. But what they did is to make it purely decorational. Okay, so now before I say how we can fix this or how Mojang can fix archaeology, let's talk about one more thing, and it's the most useless structure in the entire game. And yes, I'm talking about trail ruins, and who even goes there? I don't know any player that actually cares about the trail ruins, which is not a collector or isn't on an endgame level and just wants to collect items, discs, trims or shirts. Instead of this structure, we could have gotten some kind of excavation place or something where you could find much more suspicious blocks. But instead, we just got this thing. And yes, there is an entire city under this, but mining it out is just so boring. Wait, did I mention that this structure has probably the most boring loot pool? And if you wanted to get some nice items, you would have a lot of trash in your inventory. And if you didn't have a bundle, then you are just cooked. There is so many useless items, there are so many types of glass, candles and everything that you even don't want in your inventory. They just put a bunch of trash in those items and trying to find a trim, a shard or a disc is just very hard. I would understand mining out an entire structure if it was worth going in there, if there was actually something interesting in that structure that you wanted to find. But there's nothing unique with those structures, besides for the sniffer which is found in the underwater ruins, which is another decorational mob which doesn't bring any purpose into your world. Also, this is not me hating on Mojang or the development. Yes, I loved Archeology when it was first announced, but now I'm very disappointed with what they did with this nice system. It could have been something big, it could have been something great, but instead we just got this purely decorational feature. So first of all, shirts and all of the fragments, these are very boring features. To fix them, in my opinion, we should get some type of assembling thing. We should just assemble all of our things, all of our artifacts, and make something bigger. Maybe get parts for something interesting. Maybe get some useful items, upgrade or brushes. That is something that would be so good. And yes, artifacts would be still decorational, but guess what? They would have some nice lore into them. And who doesn't love some Minecraft lore? Everyone likes Minecraft lore, and even though it won't be explained fully, we will have some nice looks at different perspectives, maybe what happened in the overworld, and it will be so much more interesting to collect. And imagine just getting a whole big artifact in the size of a huge painting that you can put on your wall or something like that. Imagine that! They said that they have studied archaeology, but there are so many other interesting artifacts like pots, big paintings or something like that that they could have just added into the game, but they didn't. Instead, the only thing that they went with is boring shirts. And no one likes that besides just collectors. Second of all, there are many more structures that actually need some nice artifacts or more suspicious blocks. As an example, jungle ruins. These are literal ruins. Imagine if we could just dig out beneath those ruins and find something nice related to archaeology. That'll be perfect, but no, Mojang also did not do that. Maybe adding more different smaller structures to the desert, like the wells, but instead some broken pillars, some broken buildings that appear once in a while, and there you find archaeology. We don't need to upgrade these structures, we can create new ones that would add something interesting. And also, do not create an entire structure where everything is under the ground. Create something maybe where you could see a nice part of it, maybe the half, and then the next half is underground. Don't encourage the people to actually dig deeper. Trial chambers could be a structure that would be related to archaeology. It had the potential since it released one update after the other. But no, Mojang also did not do that. Imagine using artifacts to maybe unleash some mobs in the trial chambers. But no, we never did that. And yes, I will make a video about trial chambers next, so stay tuned for that. Another thing that could be decorational but still pretty useful is some type of new armor that can only be found through archaeology. It will maybe not be the best, maybe like chainmail or even chainmail in archaeology structures, there's another possibility. But adding something rare and cool and something more that you can wear or something else useful than just some decorational blocks which don't even look good. Artifacts could have more value. We could have gotten archaeologist villagers which could have just traded artifacts for some emeralds or something like that. That would give the artifacts value, and every time you saw another ruin or something like that, that would give you another opportunity to keep digging and try to find something great with great value. We could get special tools that would help you dig out in the archaeology, maybe better brushes which would make you dig faster, maybe shovels which would make you skip those suspicious blocks. There would be things that would be so good, maybe even enchantments instead of adding new tools. There are so many things that Mojang just could have done to upgrade this thing. For now, archaeology is staying the same, and it probably will for some years, but I hope that one day Mojang will wake up and think that yes, we need to upgrade archaeology. To sum everything up, I think that archaeology is a very underrated thing that Mojang should focus more on. It really has a nice thing that Mojang could give us, and it's to create better stories, more colorful stories, maybe stories with some lore, but instead we have these boring colorless things which could really be expanded in much better ways. If you agree with this video, please like and subscribe, and also you can comment what you think about it. And also, if you want to discuss about this subject or maybe change my mind or maybe I will change your mind, you are welcome to discuss in my comments. And also, if you want to give me some feedback about these videos, please give me it because it's really needed and I will surely listen to it. So thank you so much for watching, remember to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will do more videos like this in the future. Thank you so much and bye.